What's the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Do you sit up slowly, take a deep breath, and stretch, or do you swing your legs out of bed and try to start the day as quickly as possible? Now, I want you to imagine this: you're over 70 years old. The same little routines you've done all your life, without even thinking, may suddenly carry risks you never imagined. It sounds surprising, doesn't it? But here's the truth: the way you start your morning can decide whether you move through the day with energy and confidence, or whether you put yourself at risk of dizziness, fatigue, and even serious health problems. Think about it. Mornings are powerful. They set the tone for everything that follows. Yet, for so many older adults, it's not the big things that cause trouble, it's the small, often overlooked habits. Simple things, like how you get out of bed, or what you reach for first to drink. And sometimes, those little mistakes don't just make you uncomfortable for a few hours, they can lead to falls, hospital visits, or months of recovery. That's why this video matters. Because knowledge, your knowledge, can make the difference between a risky morning and a safe one. And here's the good news: the solutions are simple, gentle, and easy to put into practice. You don't need fancy equipment or complicated routines. Just a little awareness, and the willingness to make a small change. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 dangerous morning mistakes that people over 70 often make. And more importantly, I'll show you how to avoid them, so you can protect not only your health, but also your independence, your confidence, and your peace of mind. Now before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What's the very first thing you usually do when you wake up? Leave your answer down in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide, where we talk about real, practical ways to age with health, dignity, and wisdom. Alright, let's get started. Mistake number 1, getting out of bed too quickly. Picture this for a moment. Mr. Johnson, age 75, opens his eyes one morning. He feels rested, maybe even eager to start the day. Without thinking, he swings his legs off the side of the bed, pushes himself up, and stands in one quick motion, just like he's done for decades. But within seconds, the room starts spinning. His knees wobble, his vision blurs, and before he knows it, he's grabbing the nightstand just to steady himself. That single moment could have turned into a dangerous fall. Now, why does this happen? As we get older, the body changes in ways we don't always notice. One of those changes is how our blood pressure adjusts when we move. For younger people, the body automatically corrects itself when they stand up quickly. But after 70, this system isn't as fast. Blood can suddenly pool in the lower body, leaving the brain without enough oxygen for a few moments. That's when dizziness hits, what doctors call orthostatic hypotension. And that dizzy spell isn't just an annoyance. It can be the split-second difference between a safe morning and a fall that changes everything. Here's the problem. Too many people shrug it off. They think, oh, I just got up too fast. I'm getting older, so feeling a little dizzy is normal. But dizziness is never just something to ignore. It's your body's warning sign. It's a signal saying, slow down. Give me a moment to catch up. And if you brush it aside, you put yourself at risk of collapsing onto the hard floor, hitting furniture, or worse. So, what's the solution? It's simpler than you might think. Before jumping out of bed, give your body time to adjust. Sit up slowly. Rest on the edge of the bed for 30 to 60 seconds. Let your feet dangle. Take a deep breath, roll your shoulders, maybe flex your ankles a little. This simple pause allows your circulation to balance, giving your brain the oxygen it needs before you stand. Only then should you rise to your feet, steady and sure. That one small habit can save you from a fall that could take months to recover from. It might feel unnecessary, especially if you've been in the habit of leaping out of bed your whole life. But trust me, your body is different now, and it deserves that extra moment of care. Think of it like giving yourself a gentle head start before facing the day. And here's the key: Don't wait until you've already had a close call. Don't wait for that dizzy spell to scare you. Start this habit now, every morning, as a gift to yourself. But standing up too quickly isn't the only hidden danger in the morning routine. Mistake number 2, skipping morning hydration. Imagine this for a moment. You wake up, the sunlight peeks through the curtains, and the very first thing you reach for is your morning cup of coffee or tea. It's comforting, it's routine, and for many, it feels like the only way to start the day. But here's the problem, your body has just gone 7 or 8 hours without water. That's 7 or 8 hours of gentle dehydration, while your body has been quietly losing fluids through breathing and metabolism. And without even realizing it, you're already starting the day behind. Now, here's something many people don't know, especially after the age of 70, the body's sense of thirst isn't as sharp as it used to be. You might not feel thirsty when you wake up, but that doesn't mean your body doesn't need water. Dehydration in older adults can sneak up quietly, showing up as fatigue, headaches, confusion, even dizziness that could increase the risk of falls. In fact, some of the common struggles people face in the morning, grogginess, sluggishness, that heavy feeling in the body, are often less about poor sleep and more about simply being dehydrated. The tricky part is that many older adults believe their coffee or tea in the morning is enough to cover hydration. And while those drinks do contain water, caffeine has a dehydrating effect on the body. So instead of helping, starting the day with coffee alone can actually make things worse. It's like trying to put out a fire with a cup of gasoline. It feels helpful for a moment, but it doesn't solve the real problem. Here's the good news, the solution is incredibly simple. Before you reach for your coffee, give your body what it truly craves, a glass of plain water. Just one glass in the morning acts like a gentle reset button. It wakes up your organs, refreshes your circulation, and prepares your body for the day ahead. Even better, if you keep a water bottle or a glass of water on your bedside table, it's the very first thing you see when you open your eyes. That little reminder makes it so much easier to turn it into a habit. And if plain water feels boring, you can make it more enjoyable. Add a slice of lemon for flavor, or try room temperature water instead of ice cold if your teeth are sensitive. The goal isn't to drink a gallon, it's simply to start the day with a small, steady dose of hydration that sets you on the right track. Think about it this way, your morning water is like fueling the engine before you hit the road. Coffee or tea can still be part of your morning routine, but let it come after you've already given your body what it actually needs. That way, instead of starting the day depleted, you start the day refreshed. Now, while hydration is absolutely critical, there's another mistake that many people overlook. Mistake number 3, skipping breakfast or eating the wrong foods. Let me share a story. Mrs. Parker, age 72, wakes up, takes her morning medications with a sip of coffee, and says to herself, "I don't feel hungry in the morning, so I'll just stick with my coffee." At first, she feels fine. But by mid-morning, her hands begin to tremble slightly. Her energy drops. She feels weak, a little shaky, and even lightheaded. What happened? She didn't give her body the fuel it needs to carry her through the day. Here's the thing, aging bodies respond differently to food. When you were younger, maybe you could skip breakfast and power through until lunch. But after 70, your body becomes more sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar. Without food in the morning, those levels can drop too low, leaving you tired, unsteady, and more vulnerable to accidents. Skipping breakfast doesn't just affect your energy, it increases your risk of falls and makes it harder to stay mentally sharp throughout the day. Now, here's a common misconception. Many older adults think they're helping themselves by skipping breakfast. They say, "I'm saving calories," or, "I don't feel hungry, so I'll just wait until later." But in reality, this habit can do more harm than good. Coffee alone might give you a temporary burst of alertness, but it doesn't provide the nutrients your body desperately needs in the morning. And in some cases, coffee on an empty stomach can actually cause stomach irritation, acid reflux, or make medications harder to tolerate. So, what's the better approach? Breakfast doesn't need to be heavy or complicated. In fact, the simpler and lighter, the better. Start with foods that are easy to digest, but nourishing enough to stabilize your energy. A bowl of oatmeal with a few berries, a small cup of yogurt, or even a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter can do wonders. These foods provide steady fuel, not just a quick spike of sugar. They also support bone health, muscle strength, and brain function, all areas that matter deeply as we age. And here's another tip: if preparing food in the morning feels like too much, try setting something aside the night before. A pre-cut fruit bowl in the fridge, a container of overnight oats, or a boiled egg ready to grab can make breakfast effortless. It's not about cooking a big meal, it's about starting your day with something that gives your body strength instead of draining it. Think of breakfast as your morning insurance policy. By eating something small but nutritious, you're protecting yourself from mid-morning crashes, preventing unnecessary weakness, and giving your body the balance it needs to face the day with steadiness. But even after you've had a healthy breakfast, there's still one more morning mistake that often goes unnoticed. Mistake number 4, skipping morning stretching or movement. Think about how your body feels after a full night's sleep. You've been lying still for hours. Your muscles have cooled down, your joints have stiffened, and your circulation has slowed. Now, imagine being over 70, when the body isn't quite as forgiving as it once was. That stiffness you feel in the morning isn't just discomfort, it's a warning that your body needs a little extra care before it's ready for the demands of the day. Here's what happens inside the body. Overnight, blood flow slows, muscles tighten, and joints lose some of their natural lubrication. If you jump out of bed and start moving suddenly, you're asking your body to perform without preparation. And for older adults, that increases the risk of strains, aches, or even a serious fall. It's a little like trying to drive a car in the middle of winter without warming up the engine first. The machinery works, but it's stiff, unsteady, and vulnerable. The trouble is, many people think stretching is only for athletes, gym goers, or yoga enthusiasts. They say, "I'm not flexible, so why bother?" But the truth is, stretching isn't about being athletic, it's about giving your body a safe, gentle wake-up call. And for seniors, it's one of the most valuable habits you can build. Even just 2 or 3 minutes of light movement in the morning can improve balance, boost circulation, and reduce that nagging stiffness that makes mornings feel harder than they should. So what does this look like in practice? It's simple. Before you even leave the bed, take a few moments to roll your ankles in gentle circles, point and flex your toes, or slowly stretch your arms above your head. You can take slow, deep breaths to fill your lungs and oxygenate your body. If you're sitting on the edge of the bed, try rolling your shoulders, tilting your neck from side to side, or simply standing up and reaching toward the ceiling. These little movements don't need to feel like exercise, they're just a gentle reminder to your muscles and joints that it's time to wake up. And here's the best part, stretching doesn't just prepare your body for movement, it also clears your mind. Taking those few quiet minutes to breathe, stretch, and feel your body can set a calmer, steadier tone for the rest of your day. Instead of rushing, you're starting with intention. Instead of stiffness and strain, you're beginning with strength and steadiness. Now, it might be tempting to say, "I feel fine, I don't need to stretch." But here's the truth, most people don't notice how valuable this habit is until they start doing it. It's the difference between starting the day feeling stiff and fragile versus feeling grounded and ready. And over time, that little 2-minute ritual can protect you from the kind of injuries and accidents that often take older adults by surprise. These morning mistakes may seem small, standing up too quickly, skipping water, neglecting breakfast, or ignoring stretches, but their impact on daily safety and long-term health is enormous. And when you understand them, you have the power to change them. It can feel discouraging to realize that simple morning habits, like standing up too quickly, skipping water, neglecting breakfast, or forgetting to stretch, carry risks at this stage of life. For many, there's a moment of quiet frustration, a thought that says, "Why is even something as simple as waking up becoming a challenge?" And I want to pause here, because those feelings are real. Aging often brings reminders that our bodies aren't quite the same as they once were. The energy doesn't surge as it used to, the balance isn't as steady, and the mornings can feel heavier than they should. But here's the truth, it isn't weakness, and it isn't failure. It's simply the body asking for a little more care, a little more patience, and a little more wisdom. Knowledge, in moments like these, is power. By understanding these small but significant morning mistakes, you're not being reminded of what's slipping away, you're being handed the tools to protect what matters most, your independence, your confidence, and your peace of mind. These aren't restrictions. They're lifelines. They are ways to ensure you stay steady on your feet, energized through your day, and in control of how you choose to live. So here's where action begins. Tonight, set a glass of water on your bedside table. Tomorrow, before you stand, pause for a moment, let your body adjust, let your blood pressure steady. When the morning feels too rushed, remind yourself that breakfast doesn't have to be heavy, even a banana, some yogurt, or a slice of toast can fuel your day. And when stiffness lingers, take those 2 minutes to stretch, breathe, and prepare. These are not grand changes, but they are powerful ones. And here's the beauty, aging doesn't have to mean losing control. It doesn't mean surrendering your mornings to fatigue, imbalance, or fear. Instead, with awareness and wisdom, every sunrise becomes an invitation to start fresh, to begin again with intention and strength. You are not powerless. You are not fragile. You are someone who has walked through decades of challenges, learned countless lessons, and earned the right to live each day with both safety and dignity. Every morning can be a new beginning, not a reminder of decline, but a celebration of resilience. Because with just a few mindful steps, you're not just waking up, you're protecting your health, your freedom, and your future. To recap, let's bring it all together. The 4 dangerous morning mistakes we've uncovered are simple, but they carry big consequences if ignored. First, standing up too quickly, something so many of us do without thinking, can cause dizziness and falls. Second, skipping water after a long night, which leaves the body dehydrated before the day even begins. Third, neglecting breakfast or choosing the wrong foods, which can send your blood sugar on a dangerous roller coaster. And fourth, avoiding those gentle stretches and movements that keep joints flexible and muscles awake. Now, here's where I want to hear from you. Out of these 4 mistakes, which one do you think is the most common among seniors? Or maybe you recognize one in your own morning routine. Take a moment, share your thoughts in the comments. I truly do love reading your experiences, your stories, and your wisdom. You never know who else you might be helping by speaking up. Sometimes, what you've learned the hard way becomes the very advice that saves someone else from harm. And if this video has opened your eyes, if it has given you something valuable you can use in your own mornings, then I'd like to invite you to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. Here, it's not just about tips, it's about building a community where aging is not feared, but embraced with strength, dignity, and knowledge. Together, we can make this stage of life a journey of wisdom, not worry. And before you go, remember this, every morning is a chance to start again, a chance to make one small change that leads to a safer, healthier, more confident day. So take these lessons with you, hold them close, and use them. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay wise, stay strong, and may each morning greet you with health, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.